Alright, welcome to Irondale Brewing. Today we are going to do another flash brewing kit. I kind of prepped this one. I'm going to do this one very quick and by the book. Last time I did some stuff that, maybe if you're a beginning brewer, you wouldn't necessarily do in terms of, I did temperature control. I did a closed transfer, so I didn't introduce oxygen, et cetera, et cetera. This time I'm starting with a sanitized fermenter. I already stuck about 3 gallons of water in there, roughly. I have some extra water here because to top it off as needed. But other than that, I'm just going to, for this one, I'm going to do it as the kit intends, put it in this fermenter, leave it at room ambient temperature for a couple of weeks, and see how that goes. And then I will need to get, this doesn't have a spigot on it, so I'll siphon into a keg. So a little bit, probably more in line with what you might be doing if you're getting this kit to start experimenting with brewing. So this kit is the IPA flash brewing kit. And you'll see just how quick this is. I may even put a timer up on the screen if I can figure out how to do that. The only kind of fancy thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use this ice spindle hydrometer. Try to get that up to the camera. That basically will tell me what's going on with the fermentation through the Brewfather software. Main thing I'm interested in this was a suggestion on the Homebrew Talk forums is, sorry about the angle, this is weird, I just want to mostly get a shot of this stuff, is what the temperature does in the fermenter while it's fermenting. So if you watched my last video, you know this is pretty easy. I'm just going to unbox it. Got cryo hops, in this case it's Centennial. You have 2 hop bites, so that's 60 IBUs of bitterness. The flash yeast. Instruction kit, which we won't use because we know how to do it, right? You basically just dump everything in the fermenter. And then 7 pounds, I believe it is. Yeah, 7 pounds of the IPA flash malt. So just wanted to take it out of the box so you can see I'm starting literally from scratch here, other than I pre-sanitized the fermenter, got my other stuff sanitized, and got some water in there. So I don't think the order matters. I don't remember what I did with the last batch. I think I'm going to maybe just do the hop bites first. Get those opened with my sanitized scissors here. I need an overhead camera or something. I'll keep working to get this better. And if you watch, maybe you didn't watch the last video, I'll quit saying this. This is a hop bite. It's just liquid hop that gives you the bitterness, hop extract that gives you the bitterness without you having to boil is what's behind this. So, and basically just pull this cap off, squirt it in there. And the little bit of foam you see in the fermenter is residual from the Star San. Nothing to worry about. Okay, do the second hop bite. Pull the cap off and squirt it in. All right, I guess I'll do, while I'm doing hops, might as well do these. Throw in my, and I did sanitize all this stuff, so nothing to worry about, but I'm throwing my bags in there, probably not the greatest. And this is a total of 2 ounces of cryo Centennial. Oh, wow. Yeah, love Centennial. Dump those in. Shoot them all in there. All right. And then I think I'm going to do the malt extract next, and then the yeast, and then you just top it off 5 gallons. And this Fermonster does have nice markings on the side, so I can get it exactly right. I have that's RO water. This is some spring water. Just to make sure I have enough. I think this one had about a half gallon out of it already, so I'll just get this opened up. And again, I just cut a, kind of a small-ish corner out of there because this stuff does like to clump. So just to keep it from getting too crazy, dump this in there. I didn't use a funnel last time and it worked out okay, so hopefully it'll work out okay this time too. Sorry, I'm probably blocking the action. The exciting malt pouring action. And again, just keep everything clean while you're doing this. I kind of sprayed with some Star Sand the corners of the bags, the scissors, all that stuff. So this is obviously a very quick way to make beer. I'm going to do a tasting video on, I made the, that you may see before this one, I made the Citra Session IPA Flash Brewing Kit previously and did a longer video about it. And it came out tasting darn good. I'll just give you the spoiler. You can watch the video for full details, but and More Beer just released a newer video about flash brewing. I thought it was I don't remember the guy's name in the video. But anyway, it had the two More Beer guys in there, and one of them said, and hey, like while you're chilling down a maybe all grain batch that you make, you can just slap one of these together too, which I thought was an interesting idea. Okay, so we've got everything in there but the yeast. So I'm going to throw the yeast in. All right. And you can see there's kind of a, maybe I'll move this, see if you can see that a little bit better. There's kind of a mountain of malt extract over there. Yeah, we'll set that there. And then I'm going to turn this so I can see the markings. 5 gallon is up to there. It's hard to see on the camera. I am sure it's hard for me to see. But we'll dump the rest of this in there. And I may go a little bit over just, they say use 5 gallons of water, but I don't know if like, yeah, I suppose, yeah. If it's hard to tell, I should have measured more carefully, but you wind up obviously with more than 5 gallons of volume by the time you have your stuff in there. But the idea is you dump 3 gallons in there first and then another 2. And this, I think, is going to be about a half gallon shy of what 5 gallons would have been. So I'm probably going to dump a half gallon of that RO water in there. Once this is emptied, sorry, this is slow. I vented it and everything, but it's the full bottle of this, I ripped the spigot all the way out and that went faster, but bear with me. And then, as I said, instead of the last batch, I did like a lid with a gas post on it for blow off and cold crash and everything. This one, I'm going to slap a airlock on there. I'm going to leave it sitting right here, room temperature. I am not going to put anything over it to cover it from light because they say you don't have to with this stuff. And we'll see how it goes without doing any fancy stuff to it. Okay, I'll probably speed this part up. This is fuller than I remember the last batch being, which is interesting. Okay, set that aside. And then, like I said, this is already past 5 gallons, but since I know that one jug was about a half gallon light, I'm going to add another half gallon of RO water here. I'll do slowly to make sure I don't overfill. So you can see this is a 7 gallon fermenter. You can see you definitely want a that size fermenter for sure. And I would say if you're interested in trying this, you know, brewing and flash brewing specifically, just go ahead and get one of these. They're like, I think 40, 50 bucks, something like that. I may be underestimating, but it's a lot nicer. You can get a bucket. This is just a nice piece of thing, a piece of equipment to have if you're, if you're going to be interested in continuing brewing. Okay, and then I'm going to, just since I sprayed this stuff a little bit. We'll just make sure it's all still sanitized. I'm going to throw my ice spindle in there. It's probably going to have trouble, but we'll see. It'll settle down. Wow, it's just going to sit there. It'll sink. I'm not worried about the gravity readings on this would be totally out of whack because there's like all this stuff in there that's going to get worked through. But and then I'll stick this lid on there. So I'm not interested in it for gravity. I mean, I guess probably will give me an accurate final gravity. But I'm interested in it more so for the temperature. And it'll be fun to see what the temperature does over the course of the fermentation with this yeast sitting at ambient room temperature, which in the brewery I have the mini split set to 68 Fahrenheit. So, that varies a few degrees. Obviously, it doesn't keep it exactly right, but then I'm just filling the airlock up here with Star San. Looks like it's about full. And again, not going to cold crash, not going to do any of that fancy stuff. We're just going to slap that on there, and brew process is done. That's all there is to it. So, yeah, that's Flash Brewing Kit number 2. I'll let that sit for 2 weeks. I'll share the temperature graph if that works out. I was having a little bit of trouble with the ice spindle. I got some wrap pills on the way that may work a little bit better. And we'll see how this kit goes. See you next time.